You got to take risks. Scary money don't make money.
I always encourage up-and-coming producers to pair themselves with an artist.
If this person want to work with this person and they got the resources to put it together and I got that connection to do it together, I'm gonna make that phone call.
Welcome to another episode of Producergrind podcast. Carrington L with me.
Yo, what's good, man? This guest with over 110,000 monthly Spotify listeners. He's literally been the face of LoFi on Spotify. Nearly 18,000 followers on IG and millions of streams on Spotify and SoundCloud. Please welcome to the show, STLNDRMS.
Appreciate it.
What's good, fam? How you feeling, bro?
That was a serious intro. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it,
Brother, man. You deserved it, bro.
I need a copy of that. So start playing that shit on the front of my sets.
Right. Yeah, KO got
the intro to the album, right? Intro to the new album.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, well, I guess we started off just by, I don't know, I guess introducing yourself, because we know a little bit about you, but not everyone may be familiar with the whole lo-fi movement and how you've been like ahead of all that. So if you want to give them a quick little rundown.
What's happening? I'm STLNDRMS. Drums for short. The homies call me Drums. I make beats in a tool shed in my backyard, and I put them on the internet. People like them. And yeah, that's pretty much, that's not it.
That's about it, man.
I mean, that's what I do.
Right.
But, you know, I lucked up and kind of found myself in a space where, you know, there's been a lot of interest around what I do, culturally as well as individually. But yeah, they call it lo-fi. I just make beats. I don't really quantify like a sound, or I don't have a genre. I just make what I make, and it is what it is. But they call it lo-fi, and lo-fi is popping right now. So thank you for doing
So what is lo-fi?
Lo-fi is... That's a great question that nobody can answer. So basically, lo-fi is the brand name that they stuck on beat culture, right? Mm-hmm. So you have, this culture's been around forever, right? You got people from like 2004, 3, 2, you know what I'm saying? That's been making beats and whatnot, and releasing instrumental mixtapes. So you got like, you know, Dilla obviously is probably like the one that comes to the forefront because he probably had the biggest beat tape of all time and stuff. But even before that, Madlib had tapes, and you know, cats from LA had tapes. DB and them was out there like 03, 04. Low End Theory, I think, started around that time frame. So like you got, you know, literally over a decade of beat culture before people just said that's lo-fi. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a kind of a coined term at the moment. It's a popular term I think people use for the music.
So sonically, like, what would you consider, what makes something lo-fi and what consider is like, this isn't lo-fi?
You can't do that. See, that's the thing, right? That gets me, because you got hits like Eloquent that they call lo-fi, but his mix is clean as I don't know what. Same thing with like Ninth Wonder and other hits. And then you got people like, you know, in foreign countries in Europe that just make random stuff on SPs and put that out. So it's like all encompassing. It's just like a big thing. And then there's subgenres, but we're not
within
that.
trap, or I mean within lo-fi.
Yeah.
There's like lo-fi house.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's probably hard.
It's easy, low key.
So like lo-fi house is like, it's interesting because it's to me it's lounge music, right? So like certain, you know, venues, they might be a hip hop venue, but yo, we're gonna go lounge tonight, and we're gonna go house tonight, and we're gonna have different drinks, and we're gonna do a different vibe or a different atmosphere. Now, I know some of our research, because when I think lo-fi, right, the first thing that comes to mind is an evolution of boom bap. So I'm gonna think Dilla, but we had done a little research and we talked about how anime had kind of influenced the movement. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, anime has been a huge, like, I guess, influence creatively, but, you know, there's a bunch of parallels, I think, between beat culture and anime culture. So there's, like, these geeky dudes that just hang out in the house all day and watch anime. And there's these geeky dudes that just hang out in the house all day and make beats. It's kind of the same thing. They are the same people. But there's that. There's, you know, this social kind of thing happening with both. Like, you have a counterculture that is anime, right? There's this otaku culture, just to say the geeky dudes or whatever, but we have that also, and like this kind of revolution of beats or whatever you want to call it. So there's a counterculture to the main thing. So like anime to movies, and then, you know, beat culture to hip hop. You know what I mean? There's parallels there, and I think that's a big driver. Plus, like, Nujabes was dope, and he did a bunch of stuff for Samurai Champloo or whatever, and that kind of went crazy. So yeah, that.
So how did you, you know, get your Spotify, like, you know, get your numbers up? Like, what was the process like behind that?
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. I uploaded a new song every day for like 6 months almost.
Oh.
Couple months. I don't want to say 6 months because I'm doing the math. That's like 180 records. I don't think I did that. It was probably like 100 and some change. But every day I would just put a new one up.
How long are they usually?
Like minute to two.
Okay.
Yeah. It was cool because like, so there's a backstory, right? I got this good ass job. I worked for Google. I was an engineer working on the Google Fiber project when it was here. Working with this company called Bechtel. It's like the biggest engineering firm in the world. They paid me a bunch of money, like low key finesse my way into the job, but it was awesome. But it was the most money I ever got paid stateside. And you know, right when I bought my house, I bought my car, and my in-laws was like, "Let's move in, and you can support the whole family." I got laid off. I was like, "Okay, all right, yeah, we gotta figure that shit out."
Around what time was this? What year?
This was a year and a half ago, roughly.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I just got all this debt, bro. Like, you know, $300,000 damn near debt, and then I get laid off from this job, and I'm like, shit. All right, I finessed my way into this job. I'm not quite sure if I can go get another one, right? Then I'm like, I don't know if I want to go get another one. You feel me? So, because this is like a string of these things. Like I was in the Air Force. I got out. I did military contracts for a while, and I probably worked for like 10 different headhunters. All that Halliburton conspiracy theory shit. I worked for all them companies.
Word.
But you know, I got tired of getting laid off. I don't want to get laid off no more, man. This shit sucks, bro. Like I'm done. So I was like, I make records. I put them online. I make a little bit of money on my Bandcamp, and I make some money doing shows. I'm gonna try this out. And about a week after that, I like checked my DistroKid. I had never looked at my bank in my DistroKid joint. I didn't even know that button was there. My homie was like, yo, you got like 300,000 monthlies right now. You should go look. So I look, and I pushed that little bank button. I said, man, what's this? Put that shit. And I had bands in there.
That's a good little surprise.
I was like, say less. I'm putting up this every day. Like, so that was the driver, man. That's kind of how I got into it. I just started making records every day, and yeah.
So you were just putting them out. You weren't like pitching them in the playlist. You weren't promoting. How did they get?
Just every day, cause every day, consistently.
But how did like people even find it?
It's a great question. But they did.
So this is the question. This is where I think the genre matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think people, when it comes to popular music, they care more about who and what it is than they do in lo-fi. And not to say that your lo-fi is not dope, right?
Yeah.
But maybe, just maybe, the dopest shit has a better chance on the lo-fi side than it does in any other genre. I don't know.
I see what you're saying. So you people care more about the quality of records on the lo-fi side.
I think that makes sense.
I think that makes sense. Another thing that was happening, like, and you know, I'm probably underplaying it a little bit, but I had this little online radio show I've been doing called Beats and Chill on Facebook. Right when Facebook Live came out, I started doing a show, and I did it for about a year while I was working that job. And at that time, it was getting really good traction. But the same thing, I just kept showing up twice a week, every week. And I noticed like 10,000 views, 15,000 views, 150,000 impressions, 200,000 impressions. It was pretty consistent like that.
This was on what platform?
Facebook Live.
Remember
when it first came out, it was booming. Like if you went live on Facebook,
everyone could see.
Yeah. So I did that for a while. And, you know, in tandem, I was doing these records. So I'm thinking maybe that was a bit of a driver. And then it's been like a collection of really good ass people that just looked out. So like Boss over there at ChillHop was like, hey, I like what you're doing, bro. I couldn't do a show for ChillHop. And I did one for them.
Like an internet show? Or a live show?
Like my exact same show just for ChillHop.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I did it on their channel and they put it on their YouTube page, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. That's like a lot of views on that page. People started notoriety. And I think, honestly, they're probably the reason why my Spotify numbers were so high at first. I didn't even know it happened.
Yeah.
I didn't even have Spotify, bro. Like I just uploaded everything. Like,
wait, what?
Yeah, I didn't even.
Because I remember like last November when what was it? Tacos?
Takamaro, or you talking about Veggie Tacos?
Veggie Tacos came out, like, I knew, so I had just found out who you were. Like I was finding out about Controllerise, Mikey Stallone, Mike Sick, everybody.
Right.
I look up and I was like, this has got to be because I'm in the market. But I click on the lo-fi shit and your face is on You were literally the face of lo-fi on Spotify.
Yeah. For
like, how'd that happen?
Email, just random, hey bro, heard the new tape, it's pretty cool. Want to put your face on the playlist? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to put my face on the playlist.
Who took the picture? How does that happen?
My homie Steve took it.
And they just send it over to him?
Yeah, I sent it to him.
Oh, okay.
And then that was that, man. Yeah.
So there was no pitching the playlist, nothing?
None of that.
How did you, you said you knew the ChillHop people before?
Yeah. They were on Facebook. So this is the beautiful thing about Facebook Live is you don't see context of who somebody is. You don't see, I don't see your producer name. I don't know what you do for a living. We have no other connection. I have no other like information about who you are other than your first and last government name, bro. So when you on my stream, I'm like, John, what up? I'm talking to John. It's Chris and John talking, nobody else. So I think that personal connection was like a driver. Because what I noticed is like when people would come to Atlanta, they would be like, oh, STLNDRMS, what's good, bro? And I'd be like, oh, what's good? Like, you're you're Mono Mari's manager, cuz like, whoa, you run like half of Vibe Music Collective. That's crazy. Yeah, I've been watching your shit. I'm Darren whatever. I'm like, I know you, cuz like we talk all the time. And it was like a lot of that. Like I met even DiBiase. Like, bro, I'm a fan of DiBiase.
Yeah, his
like
shit
my
goes
top
hard.
producers is like Dilla, Madlib, Knots, DiBiase. Like for real. Like, so when this dude ran up on me, talking about some, oh shit, it's Stolen Drums. I was like, you're the guy, cuz like you're top 5 in my list, bro. Like what? And he was like, yeah, I've been watching the joint. I'm Donnell. I'm like, cuz, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that had a lot to do with it.
Reminds me of like some Xbox friends. Like
Bro.
when you're friends with someone on Xbox, you finally meet them in person.
That's how I felt when I met Stolen Drums, because I had like seen you performing. Like I was really a fan.
That's what's
and
up.
So I'm looking like, yo, oh, he's just a cool ass dude. Just wants to chop it up. He likes dope shit too. Like, oh, this is dope. Man.
Yeah. And it's the same. And I think that's a big thing for like people in general, like for products. And I say this all the time, like people don't buy things. They don't buy stories. They don't buy quality. They buy themselves. So it's like, if I can see myself inside of whatever it is that you're selling me, if I can relate to it, then I want a part of it. I want to support it. Same thing like this computer, like Apple. People buy Apple because Apple's cool. Apple's like an individual. Apple's
edge.
counter office.
Shout out to Edward Bernays.
Yeah, but that's why people buy this. People don't buy it because the operating system's cracked. People don't buy it because like the hardware is dope. They buy it because it represents them.
The lifestyle.
I never even, the way you put that, it just made it connect. So like they don't buy products, they buy themselves.
My favorite songs are songs where I see my story. In them
Right.
songs.
Straight up, yeah,
Right.
straight up.
So, man, this is wild. This is a dope interview, man, and I'm excited that you're here. So, one thing I want to ask you about, because we had on our list to ask you about ChillHop on YouTube, right? So, ChillHop, their deal is expansive across platforms.
And ChillHop is DeathRow. They got it,
Because
bro.
their most known thing is kind of like their 24-hour live.
Yeah.
on
Are you
YouTube.
on their 24-hour live, please?
From time to time. Yeah. I'm in a rotation. every
So
once
can
in
you
a
tell us about that a little bit? Because that's, I mean, I'm just not gonna lie. I just found out about this thing even like 6 weeks ago, so it's kind of new to me.
I'm a lot of this information is gonna be wrong because I'm guessing. But ChillHop has been around, I want to say, for the better part of a decade, maybe 7 years, 8 years, or something like that. One dude owns it. One dude started it. Like one guy, this dude Boss in Amsterdam, freaking genius. But yeah, so he started it. He was on like, I want to say like, what's the internet joint that everybody uses? Reddit. He was on Reddit for a long time doing that. He built up his YouTube playlist, but like the YouTube thing is a part, but he has crazy sync deals with everybody for everything. That's why you always hear those beats behind like Will Smith videos and whoever else videos, because he's, he has a bunch of radio station deals with like stores and venues and locations and hospitals, and he's not playing around, bro. He's not messing around.
And so one thing that hipped us to, so, I think everybody in the office, in addition to being, I'm just going to say it. Sometimes Producergrind is known as like those trap guys, right? But we do so much more. And we love EDM, we love trap, we love lo-fi. And we've been fans of lo-fi, right? But we had interviewed the homie Kato, and he was talking about some of his lo-fi work. Okay. And he had talked about kind of like, it's easy to get on it's easier to get on those playlists than it is sometimes to get on Rap Caviar. Yeah. And so almost some people approaching like, if you're able to do lo-fi, maybe that's a better strategy for you than doing trap. And I don't say that not to take away from y'all's movement, but hey, if I can make a trap beat and I can make a lo-fi beat, which one is going to take me further? I don't know.
What's the better investment, basically?
I think that's a challenging way to look at the world, in my opinion. Because like then you become like, what's in it for me almost? Like, how can I most take advantage of everything? And that's hard. I can't subscribe to that.
Because you're in a position where you
lift your mic up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm more a fan of like, I believe in how you say, I think there's enough for everybody. I'm not a scarcity guy.
Yeah.
I'm an abundance guy. So I feel like,
as shout outs to S1, because him and Slick were just posting about that. Having a scarcity mindset and abundance mindset.
Right, yeah. There's enough for everybody. You can make polka trap lo-fi flips. And I promise you, there's going to be 1,000 people in the world that go, hey, bro, that shit's cracked. I need that.
Facts, right?
I promise you.
Yeah.
And you'll be okay. I think people's best bet is just to do them the fullest. If you like trap, make trap. If you like hip hop, make hip hop. If you want to make lo-fi, make lo-fi. Whatever it is that you like, just do that. Don't
Be true to yourself.
Yeah, just do you. Don't try and figure out like the best play. Don't do that. Just make dope stuff.
It's like trying to find a path rather than just walking on the path.
Yeah, man. Like if you get kicking it with a girl that you really fool with, but she don't got ass. You're like, man, I can't wife her, cuz. Like, are you crazy, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that, bro. Like,
Makes sense.
Yeah, like, love yours, cuz. Shout out to J. Cole.
Do you make any other beats like that aren't considered lo-fi? Like, do you make any trap music, Indian music?
I suck at all of that shit, bro. I done tried. Horrible.
What's kept you like?
Hold on, I'm gonna disagree. Here's why I disagree, because I've seen your sets.
Yeah.
You just make fucking music.
I appreciate that. I've intentionally tried to make trap music on more than one occasion, and like
It just comes out wrong.
it was bad.
So you think it's like
bad.
the intention of going to make trap music, like sitting
Yeah.
down, like I'm gonna make a trap beat.
That's
That
why.
goes wrong, or is it
Yeah.
like I'm just gonna make something? If it comes out trap, it works. Like,
I think if you can do that, I think that's doable. Like you can make something by
is that something that you do? Like,
Yeah,
is
if
that,
I fall into something, that's cool. Like every once in a while, I'll be like, oh, this is like electronic, or this is more like, you know, what's the shit everybody be on? Footwork, you know. Like that.
House music, yeah.
Yeah. But like so the end, like, and this is, I give you some context for this whole trap thing. My homie called me from the studio. Hey, what's good? I'm like, what's good, bro? I'm in the lab. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Got Common in here. I'm like, okay. He wants something kind of trap, you know, soulful though. Whoop, 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 blase, blah. It might not have been Common, or whoever, but it was a name, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I'm on it. And it was,
it just didn't come out right?
I hit him back like an hour later, like, hey, bro, probably not the guy.
You didn't have nothing in the vault?
Nah, not for that, man. Because it was like I wanted something. He wanted something trap, like. You
But
know,
what does a common trap beat sound like?
I'm not doing.
But also to me, that
like,
opens up the conversation for the definition of trap, right? Because I was telling y'all, right? Because I know you were working on a lo-fi album at some point. You Asparagus, right? Yeah, where can
Check
we
it
find
out on Spotify right now.
Go ahead, talk your little man.
talk your lo-fi shit,
That ain't mine, man. It's lo-fi organic. That ain't me. That ain't me.
Oh yeah, we don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
Lo-fi organics is something we cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a mystery dude.
Okay, cool.
That's
cool.
the homie.
what's up.
I myself was working on a lo-fi album, and one thing I was sharing with the fellas was I still like trap music. And so what I realized was my album came out was a trap soul. It was lo-fi in sound design.
Yeah.
But in patterns and rhythms, it came out as trap, right?
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? So do you look at lo-fi as the sound design, or do you look at it as how you put the song together genre-wise?
I don't even call what I make lo-fi. I just make beats.
Okay.
That's cold, man.
But yeah, I just make beats, bro. I don't too much think about it, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you consider? Oh,
Go ahead, bro.
I was going to ask you. This is a question we had talked about. Would you consider yourself a producer, or do you someone that just make beats, or it's not just make beats because that's kind of putting it like down talking it, or but like where do you see the difference? Or
Man, this is a challenging question, like, because I hear people, they get in their feelings or whatever about it.
Yeah.
But to me, that don't make sense. Like, if you make records and people like them, that's cool. Like, can you produce a record? Like, all right, so what does that mean? Can you vocal coach? Like, am I going to tell you when you're off key and you're singing? Do I know when you're flat? Yeah, I can hear it. But that doesn't, I don't, it's a weird label, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I'm a bit of both. Because sometimes I just sit down and make a bunch of beats. And then sometimes I'll actually curate some stuff like, oh, okay, you know, I think I need to tweak this, tune this, put this over here. I need to leave room for this vocal. Somebody wants to rap on something. Maybe they'll come out of the house and we're working on it. And I'm like, change the arrangement, bro, because we wanted to go like this instead of doing that. You know what I mean?
that was another question we had. Is like, do you have people rap over these type of beats?
Sometimes it happens. Yeah. People want to, like, recently, I've been getting a lot of, like, calls. Like, but just recently, like, I've been getting calls from like Def Jams and Aftermaths and random little boutique labels and stuff like that.
And what kind of artists are the type of people that come and rap over a quote-unquote lo-fi beat?
I mean, anybody. I think I do flips with everything, bro. Like, you know, I think it all works. I done did flips for like rock. Like, I take rock acapellas and throw it over a record. It works. If it works, it works. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the most weird thing that I've done.
Would you say the polka lo-fi?
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be hard.
I'm sure somebody could do it though.
Yeah.
Like,
you definitely catch me listening to it.
BB sent me like hella 8-bit video game beats. They're crack. All of them. Like they're crack. So I'm like, anything works, man. You can just do whatever you want.
So before I get to the next question, here's one thing I do want to ask you about. And I was telling you when we walked in here, his skill set, what he does, I teach that in my class, right? It's what I would label as what we call oral skills, AURAL. I know a lot of people don't know that. And it's...
You say AURAL?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't get it confused with the.
What kind of skills?
But in my class.
But to me, it's the same thing as the guy that can pick up the guitar and play along with the song. That's the same thing you do, right? You could take any sample almost and mix that shit together. How did you develop that skill set?
Bro, I've been making beats since like 2001.
Right.
Yeah. I think my first machine was an MPC 60. I had like a 60 and an ASR 10. But
So the rack mount joint?
which one? The 60?
The 60 was like the console.
Half the size of this desk.
Oh, the ASR was like the keyboard.
The ASR was the keyboard.
Okay,
I had like I want to say I had the 61. Yeah, I had the 61.
See, now I'm picturing this dude's basement just filled with discs.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have probably like, to keep it G, I done lost probably $15,000-$20,000 in gear and probably 2,000-3,000 beats.
Dang. What happened? Fire?
Life.
Oh, okay.
I had a wife and 2 kids. I done had kids since I was like 19, so I've been raising a family since then. So I done made some hard decisions, B.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to pay this rent?
Yeah.
Right.
Pay this rent, B? You want them kids to be fed? I'm like, damn. All right, NPC.
So long.
So that
See you
brings me
next
to the
time.
next part, which we were talking about before here. You and I, a little bit elder of the statesman, right?
Yeah.
And I've been making beats. I think I started in 07, right? 10, 11 years ago, everybody wanted to be Dilla. Everybody wanted to be Ninth Wonder. I remember that era.
Right.
And then trap took over, right?
Yeah.
What kept you from going trap?
I can't make that shit. Nah, but like, so it never went away from me, man. Like, I, being from where I'm from or whatever, like
Where you from?
Detroit.
Hey, see, he said that right before we went on. I said, oh, now it all makes
Midwest.
sense. Shouts out to Chris Wells too, the homie.
But like that, I'm never gonna leave. That's just never gonna go anywhere, bro. Like that's kind of like the sound I came up on. Plus, they say like when you're like from like 14 to 21, your brain like you're developing. So like your interest in things that you like and things that kind of define you are the things that happen in that time frame. So in that time frame for me was like Slum Village and Tribe and like Mobb Deep and all of that stuff. So like that's what's in here. Like that's what comes out. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you connect to trap? Like,
Yeah, I like that shit. Yeah, I like a lot of it. I do trap flips all the time.
Who's some of your favorite like modern rappers?
It's a great question. Mick Jenkins is dope. Like I like Chance, he's dope. I like, my homies, Made in Tokyo,
He's dope.
24 Hours.
You got relationships with these guys?
Yeah, like that's crazy. In former life, I was a what they call a creative consultant.
Hold on, you don't think he slept on that couch, do you?
That couch is in my house, cuz.
No.
Yeah, straight up.
You know which couch we're talking about?
Yeah, but Chris, that's my guy. yeah. Straight up. All right, we're gonna get into it, bro.
Wait, Carrington, were you on the show?
No, I'm out the loop. I'm out the loop.
Exotic Music, when he was in here, remember his dad?
Little Chris.
Little Chris.
Yeah, Big Chris
He's in
is
there.
my-
Because TK Kraft is his brother, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So they're
yeah.
telling a story about when they were starting out, they had this couch in their house where like all these guys who are huge now, and not just producers, actors, artists,
Yeah.
slept on this couch, right?
So did anybody say anything about a dude named Ox? No,
They
probably
said
not.
it,
It's
yeah.
okay. No, they did.
Oh,
You heard the name?
I'm trying to remember. Okay.
If you heard the name, that's dope. Appreciate you guys. I'm thinking you probably didn't because I was just a camera guy. But if you did, that's gangster. But yeah, in a former life, I was a camera dude. I did like graphic design, photo, video, and then like I put together campaigns. I worked for like CTE for a bit, TK and Cash, like the whole Private Club. Who else? Estelle, Mario, Neo, bunch of folks, man.
Like
Bunch
you
of
talking videography?
video, photos,
You do this while you were engineering?
What's that?
You do this while you
No,
was
that's
in-
before.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So like I got pissed off before when I got out the military and worked all them headhunting jobs. I had worked in Japan for a stretch. I lived over there for like 3 years. Beautiful. I was rapping and I got a video game, like record deal. I rapped on video game soundtracks and shit. Yeah. And then I moved back to the States. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody cared. I was giving demos to his like, hey man, check me out, bro. I make my own beats and I rap and shit. And they like, everybody do that. And I'm like, I got this little deal. Everybody got those. Why are you special? And I'm like, damn, that hurt. right? So I was like, all right, I guess I'm not gonna do this music shit. I had a camera, so I started doing photo and video. I actually started in Japan. And then like I shot a video for my guy and he's like, oh, that's crazy, bro. Here go $500. And I was like, oh, I'm shooting videos.
Say less.
Yeah. Fast forward like 5 years, I was in like Atlanta Film Festival, A3C, running around with all the other video dudes, you know? But yeah, that was a long stretch. I went on the road, and when I came back from the road, I went on the road with Jeezy and them. And when I came back from the road, my prices I was like, hey, I need $1,500 a day if you're gonna work with me. And then my circle was like, you've been gone for 6 months, running around doing whatever, traveling the world. That's cool. Kudos, B. But I got this little college kid that'll shoot my video for $150 and some weed. And you want $1,500. I'm going to go that route. So once all my work had dried up or whatever you want to call it, I was depressed. I was like, damn, I got a couple bucks in the bank, but I'm really just sitting in my house on this couch that Big Chris gave me with nothing to do. And then I got the job at Google, and you know, fast forward, the rest is history.
Dang, so it seems like you've been on just kind of a crazy journey, just taking different directions. Like, what would you say to someone that's producing right now who, well, I'll say someone like myself, like I consider myself, I make beats. Like I just make beats just because I like to make beats. But for you, it's turned into almost like a career. It's turned into a career. How did you stay patient during those whole years and just kind of ride that journey?
I didn't. I was pissed off like most of the time.
I am so glad he said that.
He's like, I was mad the whole time.
It's okay to be pissed off.
Like, I was frustrated the whole time.
I had roaches in my apartment because I was mad, bro.
Right.
I lived here. I had when I moved to Atlanta, I stayed in a extended stay for like 6 months. I had no money. I was technically homeless with my whole family in this little ass extended stay, shooting music videos on unemployment. So I'm gonna figure it out. I got celebrities that still owe me money right now that you know and love. So anyway, that didn't work out.
Right.
Then I started doing the music shit. And like, honestly, I'm just getting to a place where I'm like, okay, this is cool. I got enough money to pay all my bills. I can pay my mortgage and all this other stuff. I'm just getting there now.
Bro, shouts out to your wife for holding you down.
Straight up. I don't know, like, bro, like, we've been close a couple times. I don't know how she did that shit, but she did it. I appreciate it. Straight up.
Man.
Hell
yeah.
Wow.
So, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you said you're just starting to get to that point where it's like, yeah, this is me, it's my career type shit.
Yeah. I just like financially, fiscally, like I'm in a place now where I'm like, okay, I can make more money than I did at that great job that I had. Not consistently, but like this week, I crushed that job. I might have a couple weeks where I close, not quite there, and then I might have a day where I do what I used to do in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on what the situation is. Or I might close a deal and like, wow, here go a bunch of bread. Oh, I'm up. Like, I got a whole month of money right now. It just depends on what you're working on, which is important too. Like, and this is a thing. Like, if you want to be a millionaire, this is a story I've heard somewhere. They say you have to have at least 5 different revenue streams to accomplish that feat. $1 million of revenue on a regular basis. That's what they say. So you see on TV, oh, this dude's a basketball player. He signed a $50 million. That's like 50 dudes in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reality is most of these people own several businesses. Even the ball players and the rappers and stuff, they own several businesses. So your best bet is to start setting up different revenue streams. And I'm getting there now where I got a couple, and it's pretty cool.
What are some of those major ones that you've, like, the first thing you started investing in? Yeah,
so the latest product, the biggest thing that I've ever done product-wise has been a drum kit, Slappy drums. Gangster.
Talk about that, bro, because Dylan, we was talking about how the number of hits
I keep seeing on my IG.
I mean, it's a sponsored post, but
it is.
It's not your average sponsored post.
What do you got, like 200,000 views or something like
that? Something like that, yeah. I'll be honest, I don't too much look at the sponsored. I answer comments sometimes. I go in there and just like, I want to respond to everybody I can, but I don't too much like, I have no idea what the content numbers are on it. Because I know they're paid for it. So I really watch mine. Like that on my page normally, but I don't pay too much attention to the sponsor stuff because I know it's like it's sponsored. You know what I mean? I make sure the ratio makes sense though. That's important. If you're doing any kind of sponsored content, make sure your ROI makes sense. You don't want to spend $20 to make $10. It doesn't make any sense. You're gonna run out of money. You want to spend $5 to make $20. That makes a ton of sense. You know what I'm saying? So
how do you, like, one thing we've talked about in the past is creating sponsored posts that are going to stand out and be effective, right? And, you know, Brandman Sean was talking about, he knows there's certain sponsored posts, he gets something out of them, but he can't get out of them what he gets out of an organic post, right? So when you do a sponsored post, What tells you this is what it should be? This is why I'm doing it. You know, what are you looking for? What's your thought process?
So, I mean, this is again, I'm probably not the greatest example for this stuff because I just do what I like.
Yes, you are.
Bruh, like I legit just 100% just was like, you know what'd be funny, bruh? If I took Flappy Birds and made it Slappy Drums. It's the most dad joke geeky shit ever, bruh. But that's what I did, and that's it. And I was like, I'm gonna make it 8-bit, and then it looked like the Slappy Bird. Yeah, I wonder if anybody would catch the joke. I was the most excited to see if anybody would catch the reference from Flappy Bird to my drum kit. And I don't think anybody ever said anything about it. Nah, nobody ever caught it. But yeah, that was
pretty much it.
That was it. And maybe like the virality of Flappy Birds kind of, I don't know, but it worked. I'm happy.
Dang.
Yeah. They just knew. I was like, yo, it's a reference to Flappy Birds. All right, I got them. I'm gonna buy this. I don't know.
So you sell drum kits online. How do you feel about selling beats online?
If it works for you, man, it's cool. Whatever you're into, you know. I'll be honest. I try really hard to sell beats, and I'm a little impatient. I know most of these platforms take, I would say, 2 years to build right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be on YouTube and you want that to work out, you got about 2 years of daily work ahead of you. Same thing with any other platform. So if you want to sell beats online, you got to build your infrastructure out. You got to work that system that you built for like 2 years before you really see the traction that you're after. So about a month in, I was like, it's a lot. It's just a lot of stuff that I got to keep up with this mailing list and this store and all these different things. And it's not me. It's not for my personality personally.
I can very much identify because I tell y'all this all the time. I knew I was like, once I started doing that online beat shit, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna take a minute because the process and the framework is there, but it's like building a small business.
It is, man. Same thing with the online channels. Like I made a little radio. I've failed at most of the stuff that producers can do online, and I happen to find my way into this one thing that I had an existing infrastructure for. But not by design, just kind of by happenstance. Now looking backwards, hindsight is 2020. I can say, "Hey, here's what I did." So y'all can skip all this bullshit and just do this and be straight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what can someone learn from your failure at the time? I
would say, try and take a macro view. Like, don't look micro because we all sit inside of a box. Step away or find somebody else to step in and say, like, what does this data tell you? Pull all your data down and track everything that you can. You know what I'm saying? Like track and automate everything. I learned that at the engineering firm. Like track and automate as much as you possibly can.
Like beat store traffic, Instagram traffic.
Everything. Okay. IG traffic, Facebook traffic, ad traffic. When you put together your mailing list, that traffic. When you got like playlists, look at where they're coming from. Look at everything. Find somebody either like yourself that can come in from an eagle's eye view or like pull in somebody from the outside and say, what does this tell you? What are they saying? Like, what do they want? You know what I'm saying? Look at your comments. Look at everything. What do they want?
Mm-hmm. Did you ever just straight up ask your audience like, yo, what do you want? Why do you like me? What do you want? Or what do they say?
It depends. It's like always varied. Like I didn't hit people like, hey bro, what's your number? I'm gonna call you. And they be like, all right, boom, I'll hop on the line. Hey man, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want more of? I've been watching the show, man. You should do that more. Okay, cool. I'll do that more. What do you want more of? It would be cool if you could give me, this was the last request that somebody told me. I thought this was really cool. If you can give me an Ableton template for your mixes, because I like the way your mixes sound. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to figure that out. That's kind of like the next product I'm working on. But yeah, that, man.
What about an even more macro view? So like, how would you take data, like, cause I like the concept that you said, how someone come in and tell you, hey, what does this mean? So how would you apply that in something that maybe tracking data is not that easy? Like maybe photography, like you can't really, I mean, I understand how you track data or I don't know, I guess I'm just trying to get, how do I apply that mentality to something outside of just producing or outside of photography?
Oh, it's trends, man. Like you can see trends everywhere. So like say, if I make clothes and I got 20 different designs, I put them on IG and I put little, lookbook videos on like Facebook and they're in my store and I'm looking at the data and the data says this shirt got 50 comments, 2,000 views and 27 link clicks back to my store. Once people got to my store, they added this shirt to cart and didn't buy anything else on my site. This other shirt, 150 views, 2 comments, no clicks back to my store. I can probably not make that shirt anymore. 80-20 rule says I probably should focus on this guy. Yeah. And just, that's the data. It's going to tell you what you need to do every time.
There's a lot of trial and error at first.
For sure. Yeah. You just got to keep messing around and then look at the information and just iterate, man. Just keep going. Like, I'm on like collective number 3 and like show number like 300 or something. Like,
didn't y'all do a show in Cali?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple out there.
So talk about the show part. Like, where do y'all go? What do y'all do?
So a little over about a year and 8 months ago or something like that, maybe almost 2, like a year and a half. We started a collective, me and my homies, called Controllerise in Atlanta, and basically this dude hit me on IG and was like, "Hey, I want to do this beat show. It'd be dope to have you come out and hang out and play some records." And I was like, "I want to do a beat show. Why don't we just make it together?" First, it's like you trying to do the whole lift for me trying to do the whole lift. I've been doing this beats and chill shit. It looks like it's pretty cool. Love to do it multiplayer in real life. He's like, all right. And met up at a coffee shop, came up with the name, made the website, did all the assets, made the flyer, sent the flyer out, got a couple printed, put a little bit of bread on Facebook ads, showed up to the first show, 150 people. Oh shit, okay. Well, let's do this next week. We tried it next week, 150 people. All right, bet, we just gonna keep doing it.
It seemed like y'all got an event damn near every night.
Nah, that would be cool. But
I know at one point, at one point it was like weekly. Then I looked up, it was like
bi-weekly.
Press start on Monday, tacos on Tuesday. Like, it was something like.
Yeah, we was going in for a while, man.
And talk about the homies real quick, because I really fuck with the team and I'm really inspired.
Collective is all monsters. So Black Cubes, straight up, it's me, Black Cubes, my homie Mike Sick. Mike Sick is like, y'all know him. He's the president, like the mayor or some shit out here. Like, he knows everybody. Mike Sick's the host. He's the mic guy. He's going around talking to people. Most people think he owns everything because he's the guy they talk to. He's totally cool. He's good at talking, so it works perfect. You know what I mean? Me and Mike are kind of like the co-founders. So we're the two dudes who sat up in the coffee house for 8 hours and made all this shit up. And as a team of 3, we all work together, man. We're all partners. I consider us all like equal partners, man. We all kind of play different roles. Mike's like a good people person, so he'll pull in a bunch of individuals from people he knows direct. So if you're a producer and you know this guy, like, he's like, oh, that's my guy. They hang out every week at his house and all of that stuff, and then they all come to the show. Mike's Mike, he's Mike. Everybody knows Mike, so he's good. And then I'm the internet guy. I'm straight online, so I can finesse and help that way. Yeah.
Can you talk about your relationship with the homie Mikey Stallone?
Yeah, Mike Stallone is my guy. He got dope ass beats. Yeah. It's like it's Mike Sick's guy. Like, he brought him in, but yeah. It's dope.
I done peeped him a couple of times. He was the guy that I said, "Fuck this, man! I'm about to start back sampling," because he just gets so ill with it. I'm not gonna lie. He's probably one of the guys inspired like my lo-fi, like the free shit. Because I'm like, I don't want to. I'm scared to sell anything that has a sample in it, right? But I love sampling so much. And he just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna make some dope shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mike Stallone's funny because he just like giggles his whole set. If you watch him play. I'm gonna kill y'all with this. Like, he's just in the own space giggling, and meanwhile the crowd's that shit's awesome. I love it.
Like, when you go to a controller, like, you come to Atlanta, right? So a lot of motherfuckers come to Atlanta to get in the music industry,
for
right?
Sure. Yeah.
And so then you start to get around these events, and even though it's at a bar, they're serving drinks, you're working, right? And Controllerise was the first time I was like, oh shit, I ain't working, man. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you get your barbecue, you get your little drink, and y'all just having fun, man. Y'all just vibing, man. That shit cool.
Y'all got vegetarian options?
Yeah, everywhere. Tonight, press start, very important. You guys should pull up. Tell all your friends to pull up and eat a bunch of food and drink a bunch of drinks. It'd be awesome. But yeah, hella vegetarian
I ain't
food.
gonna lie, if I can find some gas before I get back, I'm pulling up.
Bro, it's a vibe, bro. I'm like, all right, we turned the stage into a living room. Like, there's a couch, there's a Turkish rug, there's lava lamps and Playboy magazines and shit. It's a living room, bro. Like, I DJ from the couch the whole time. Like, I love that event, bro.
That's what's up. Where y'all hold it at? Edgewood?
Yeah, on North Avenue, right across the street from Pond City Market.
You just told me.
Spot deep in, yeah.
Okay.
But they be all over the city. I know y'all be in East Point, y'all be on Edgewood sometimes.
Sometimes,
y'all
we was on Edgewood for a long time. We East Atlanta Village for a minute. Yeah. We did pop-ups everywhere, South Side, wherever. It doesn't matter. Like,
Hell yeah. Well, so that brings us. Oh, you gotta.
Yeah, I just had a real quick question. It really doesn't have anything to do with music, but I liked how you. I don't know, it just really caught my attention how you said have someone come from the outside and give a macro view.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I do martial arts. Like I love jujitsu and stuff. I'm like, how would I apply that concept to that?
To martial arts?
Yeah, or just in general, like something that isn't so far from data.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
there's still data. There's trends. There's always information. Bro.
But how? Like, okay, so for me, if I'm gonna come to you and be like, yo, look, I do jiu-jitsu. I don't really know. I just loved it.
Yeah.
Tell me what I don't know. Like,
what is your intent though? Like, are you saying like I want to start a school, or I want to take classes, or I want to teach classes, or am I good? Like, what information are you looking for?
I guess that's a good starting point.
Yeah.
That's a good starting point.
And then that, like, oh, am I good? Then find somebody better. They'll let you know if you're good. Or, I want to start a school. Okay, cool. Do some stuff. Put some content out there. See what happens. What do people respond to?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It just depends on the interest.
Just, I don't know. Just like that whole, the way you, I don't know.
That's
it's really quick.
I'm shocked at the purity of everything, right? Because you're actually out here making a living. And we've had people who come in and say, hey, I want to provide value. I don't want to make a living. You literally said, I want to provide value, and that's it. And you've been rewarded with being able to make a living. That, to me, is amazing.
I think that's how it works, bro. Yeah. Honestly. I think, like, everybody I subscribe to and I follow, they just do the shit they like. I can tell. Like, they're just doing what they want to do. And they're really excited about it. So then that makes me excited about it because I feel like I can see myself in them and shit. So, yeah.
That's one thing we were talking about. Is like it just really seemed like my bad. We're gonna get to that.
You did. I'll just clear my throat.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing that really.
Sometimes I clear my throat. Y'all niggas giving us a hint.
I was like, oh shit. We got that one factor. No, but dang, what was I getting ready to say?
Couldn't tell you, bro.
Dang, L. Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. I was like. I was so fascinated looking through your Instagram because I was like, bro, he gives off the vibe of I really don't like the nonchalant, just like laid back, just feel. But when you look at his stuff, it's executed so perfectly. Like I was like, he's obviously heavily invested into it. And so when you said like everyone that you follow just really does what they want to do, I was like, it's evident in what your posts and your content, everything.
It's my life, bro. Like this is it. This is me. It's like me. If there's somebody say, hey man, no beats, I'll be like, okay. I'm a vegetable now. I don't know what to do.
You're the walking, talking definition of the subtle art of not giving a fuck.
That's what's up. I appreciate that. I like that a lot.
That brings us to the overrated, underrated segment of the Producergrind podcast with Stolen Drums.
Word.
We give you 5 topics. You simply respond if you think those are overrated or underrated. And if we feel it merits further discussion, we might ask you to explain.
Cool.
Overrated, underrated on the Producergrind podcast with Stolen Drums. Overrated, underrated trap music.
Whew. That is heavy, bro.
Yeah, they drop a bomb on you.
Overrated, underrated trap music. Underrated.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to need some explanation for that one.
Right. Trap is... All right. So trap is a really big, all-encompassing thing.
Yeah.
But to me, trap is like how people from like 8 to like 20 express happiness. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't underrate that. Like there's no possible way to overrate that. I mean, it's like if you ever like, if you go to a show, like go to a Lil Uzi concert or go to whoever people hate on the most, go to the concert and look at the crowd.
Yeah.
You don't see nobody in there like, oh, I'm gonna shoot this shit up. Everybody's really happy. My homie moved in from Maryland and we was in the spot and they was playing 21 Savage and he was like, yo, I understand it should be this nigga just say 21 all the time. I don't get it. Why is he paid, bro? I can't stand this shit. I was like, bro, look at everybody's face.
Right.
It was grown ass men, 250-pound grown ass men with guns and all of that, jumping up and down, happy.
Mosh pitting with 12-year-olds.
Happy.
Culture matters.
Hella happy, bro. And I'm like, you can't overrate that. Shit's beautiful.
Well, they say, those best songs, the one that your grandma could fuck with and then your little 6-year-old cousin could fuck with.
My wife is a suburban soccer mom, bro. Like, I mean, she's from Baltimore and she's not quite, but she's the closest thing in my daily life to a suburban soccer mom. Like her lifestyle, we live in Duluth. We don't live in the city.
Oh, y'all up by me.
We got kids. Yeah. She she will turn some Cardi B on and turn up, and she's cheeseburger smiling, and I'm like,
You said cheeseburger smiling.
yeah, but it don't. And then, like I'm listening to the shit that I'm like, okay,
Didn't they do a trap spoof video about 2 or 3 years ago about the soccer dads?
Oh,
I've seen a couple of trap iterations where it's like, one, it's past jumping the shark,
yeah,
but at a point now where it's like, I don't hear trap music and think hood shit.
Right.
not anymore.
necessarily
No, it's
no more.
whatever. at this
In
point.
fact, to me, actually, now I tell these guys all the time, it took me a year to figure out what trap sounds like right now. Just because trap don't sound like it sounded 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 years ago.
right, I agree.
What part of Duluth y'all from?
We live right off Buford Highway. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like
I'm
one of
already.
them little apartment, like not apartments, but one of them little home neighborhood developments.
When did you leave Detroit?
8, 9. Yeah, young.
And then you came here?
Nah, I've been everywhere, bro.
Okay.
I've lived in like
So your family was in the military too?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay.
I've been like 10 different countries, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like you've been to Germany.
Yeah, I lived in Germany for a little bit.
See?
Germany, Turkey, Italy, Japan. Where else we been, man? We've been everywhere. Yeah, a bunch of places.
We were just talking about doing some international shit.
Bro, you remind me of
important,
my friend Lim Cobb so much. Like,
Yeah,
it's crazy. His family, his dad's from Germany too. Like,
yeah.
shout out
People who have
Lim.
been all over the world
Shout
are the
out to
best
them.
people to be around because
Shout
you
out
can get a
Cobbs.
little bit
Yeah.
of something else. You know what I'm saying? You bring a lot to the table that I can learn from. You know what I mean? So
That's
that's
what's
dope. Overrated, underrated on the Producer Grind podcast with Stolen Drums, VSTs.
Underrated. Highly underrated.
So so you know why we asked you that question though, right?
No.
You use a Roland, right?
Yeah,
You use an MPC 2000, right?
yeah, for sure.
That ain't normal. So it's just like once somebody has the hardware, they bring it out on the hardware. You know, how do you feel about VST? So talk about that.
LA2A costs $2,000.
Mm.
It's one compressor. A distressor costs $2,000. A Neve channel costs $2,000. VST versions of all of those things I can get for the low price of $14.99 a month.
Hold on, you use that shit in instrumental production?
I use that shit every day, bro.
You used to have hardware versions?
Nah,
Oh.
I took some classes back in the day, and then shit. But yeah, so at one point I took some engineering classes. I did a couple sit-ins at like Quad Studio in New York and a few other bigger
shit.
studios. I was really trying to learn how to be an engineer. And
He just said shit so at Quad Studios. Oh, one of the most legendary places in hip hop. Yeah.
I was bugging out. I was like, yo, where'd Tupac get shot at? But yeah, so, you know, and then one of my best friends is Grammy Award winning, multi-Grammy Award winning engineer. So like I have an affinity for that shit. Like,
Who's your best friend?
one of my best friends.
Who was one of your best friends?
Earco.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping you was going to say Guru.
Nah, that'd be crazy.
That's still dope as fuck.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Earco's dope though. Earco got a couple joints with Hov,
Yeah.
Kanye, everybody else. Everybody. Beyonce.
You
whoever.
learn mixing from him?
Nah.
Yeah.
It's like I'll send him a mix and he'll be like, oh, that's cute.
How do you mix your records?
I'm in Ableton right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been different. Like,
What's your thought process?
It's a great question, man. Let me see. All right, so I usually reference like old Dilla, old Madlib, old Oh No, you know, stuff like that, where they were actually going to studio with all his gear and getting the sound. I usually reference that because I want my sound to sound similar to that. And then I usually mix from the bottom up, man. I'll get everything straight. I'll set my levels like everybody else. And then from there, I'll start adding the goodies, you know, to get things.
Do you use 808s at all?
No, not a lot. I use this shit called Low Air from Waves, though.
Okay.
And it's like, so basically, like, you guys mix it all, right?
Yes.
You do run Pink Noise, and you will see what Pink Noise does in a spec ant or a spectrum analyzer or whatever, right? And you notice Pink Noise just does a slope, like it's like a triangle, right? So basically, a perfect mix is going to be as close to this triangle as you can get, right? Low air, like every other sound rolls off at some point. Low air will give you the rest of that. After that roll off, it'll give you the rest. It'll fill it in for you.
On the low end?
Yeah. Okay. So if you listen to like a record and you're like, damn, this shit doesn't quite hit as hard as I feel like it should, that'll make it do that.
Is it like R bass? You familiar with R
But
bass?
better. Yeah.
Because then my natural next question is, so when I'm making lo-fi, because I do like 808s, I'll literally filter out some of the low end, right? Do you ever think I can't go that low because it's lo-fi?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Not at all. I'm like,
So you might have some lo-fi shit to the route of your trunk.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I need that. It's important.
All right. Overrated, underrated on the Producergrind podcast with Stolen Drums, we have veganism.
That's a good question. Oh, man. Overrated.
Talk about it.
All right.
To be fair, didn't we just have a guest that was saying veganism wasn't all...
Oh yeah, Dunn. Dunn was talking about he was losing his hair and whatnot. Dunn crazy, man.
I seen both sides.
Right.
All right. So, personal experience, I was like about 300 pounds at one point, and I dropped down to like about 200 pounds in the course of a year. I read a bunch of books and did a whole bunch of other self-improvement shit in the same time frame. I think everybody hits this stage in life at some point. But I did what they call keto. This is how I lost my weight. I ate stupid amounts of animals for about 6 months, and I lost hella weight.
Right?
No bread, no rice, no starchy anything, just no carbs, like none. And then, I turned into Superman, lost a bunch of weight, got super healthy for a bit. Then I got sick as hell. And I started eating all vegetables, and I maintained that lifestyle for a bit.
The sickness was caused by the diet?
No clue. I just got sick.
Was
I got
some
sick. I got
major-
this thing they call rheumatoid arthritis. Like I couldn't use my hands; they were stuck like this and shit. So I couldn't drive.
Probably,
Oh my
it gets
God.
inflamed,
No, you
right?
couldn't make beats.
Was that?
You couldn't make
This
beats.
was before I really started making beats again. Yeah, I was on hiatus at that
I would
point.
be like devastated or something.
It was kind of crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It was.
No, arthritis is no joke.
It was no joke. It was
No
scary,
joke.
man, because it's like your hands just don't work. Like,
Yeah.
and then your elbows get like your joints just like you just walk around like this and shit. Like,
You got kids.
yeah, man, you got shit you got to do. I got
Yeah.
stuff to do.
You
Bro.
gotta type an email.
Yeah, my hands don't work. Right.
Right.
What I'm gonna do? Like, anyway, went to the doctor. They're like, we're gonna give you all these drugs, but I'm gonna have to check your liver function to make sure it don't fail on you. Every other week, you're just gonna come in and get blood work did. I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'd rather have sore hands on me. Like, I'm about to just kill my liver. Cause like,
Right.
how would you even think this is cool? Like, what?
Oh, your hands hurt? Yeah, let me give you something that's gonna take out that liver.
Yeah. I'm like, how'd you get here, bro? I'm like, what kind of food can I eat to fix this shit? And he was like, blackberries and essential oils and some fish every once in a while, and you'll probably be cool, but it won't help like this medicine will. And I'm like, we done talking.
That's Big Pharma trying to sell their products.
Yeah, I was done. I never went back. And I cut out different stuff. I cut out meat for a stretch. It helped. It didn't cure. I cut out, anything processed for a stretch. It helped. I did all raw stuff for a stretch. It helped.
Raw as in like straight vegetables.
Yeah, just veggies and fruits. Nothing else.
Non-cooked.
Nothing cooked.
Dang.
It helped. I fasted. It helped. But I cut out wheat. And I think I have this theory where like Roundup is in all wheat and people have an allergic reaction to Roundup, and that's where celiac disease comes from. I don't think people are actually allergic to wheat because it's been around for like a couple
Yeah,
centuries.
but all
cut out
the,
dairy
all the
too?
wheat now is
I did that too, yeah.
Completely different.
all the wheat now is completely modified.
It is, right. And I think people are allergic to that, to the chemicals, not to the food itself. Anyway, I cut out wheat. Should never happen again. And that was pretty much that. I eat bread now. I introduced it back, and I'm cool. Like, I'll try it a little bit at a time, and I'm all right. But, yeah.
I'm the type of person, I probably won't go all anything. Like Dylan kind of leads the vegan way, but I pay attention to what he does, and I've learned a little bit. And so I'll try this, so I'll try. We had a big conversation about rice.
If you die tomorrow and you lay in the street, animals will eat your ass.
Right? Grubs, decomposers.
They'll eat you, bro. Right?
So why
Look who's calling right now.
Yeah.
Hello?
So that's kind of what I came
Hey,
from. I was
bro,
like,
you're live on air right now. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to Stolen Drums. That's the only reason I answered the phone. What you on?
Who's it?
Oh, Mike sick them butt down me while we on the motherfucking phone.
That's hilarious.
The homie Mike sick, man. We was just talking about he having to call me while he was over there. So.
But yeah, that's kind of
Hold on,
where I
real
come
quick,
from.
time
with
out. Look at how well L balanced his phone. Look at that.
All
It's
the-
not even leaning. That's perfectly standing up. Sorry, but that's crazy.
You really appreciate when the bottles land the right way with the water.
Of course, that's talent. That's skill.
He did it without thinking too. He just set
That's
that
the
shit up there and
Man,
just
just
looked
say,
away.
all right, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Overrated, underrated.
Hold on, wait. Before
Who we
that,
at?
I wanted to know. So why you said animals will eat you? What was it? Were you saying
Yeah.
that about meat? Were you saying about like how you eat meat, or what
Yeah,
made you
so, like-
think that up?
Like a couple things, right? So I figure like animals will eat me, if need be, right? They need to survive. They need food, so they'll eat your ass. So, and I was in the Air Force. They put us in the woods. They did this thing called Warrior Week, where they just threw us out there. We were like experimental, so they didn't really think it out very well. And people were just eating random shit for a couple days. And I'm like, you cannot eat and be weak and very hungry, and if some shit pops off, we're kind of screwed. You cannot eat and survive for a long time. I did a water fast for like 2 weeks.
You can do 40 days.
Yeah,
Easy,
people
no
do
problem.
months, bro. But you know, that first couple weeks is rough on your ass, and you'll get weak and shit. And like after 30 days or so, it's also rough on you. You start eating yourself, not intentionally, but
Was it ketosis or your body?
Your
It's,
body just
something
like
like-
protein.
Yeah, it's
keto, acidic,
something like that.
Yeah. But
Ketoacidosis?
that, yeah.
I don't know. Don't ask where that came
You up
from.
on that shit? You up on that shit? You read that shit though.
Yeah. But yeah, so that, you know, so because of those two experiences, I'm like, okay, I don't eat a lot of meat because I you know, I care. I think, you know, big, how you say, commercial farming is kind of jacked up. Monocrops are jacked up, but that's veggies. Monocrops are fucking up the atmosphere in the world, just like meat is, honestly. But also know there's a balance to everything. And if I'm in the woods by myself and I can't find no tasty veggies and fruits to eat, and you know,
Go
Bambi
squirrel.
comes by, it's over for Bambi.
Bambi
Cuz,
got to
like,
get it.
yeah.
So I can't believe you didn't ask this question already, right?
What?
So the
Go
bare hand shit.
Oh no, I never said with my bare hands. Like I'm not just gonna run up on a cow and kill him with my bare hands. But no, what I was saying is like, cause I'm vegetarian too,
Yeah.
pretty much vegan, but not. I mean, vegan. I feel like that's just like. Anyway, people get caught up in the word being vegan and like the identity more so than like more so than like the actual health benefits of
practice.
it. But all I was saying is like, and I was telling Done Deal last podcast is that I feel like the meat that I'm gonna kill, like if I want to eat meat, I feel like I just gotta go kill it myself. So
It makes sense.
which is like if I want to eat some fish, I go fish. If I want to eat some elk, go shoot it with a bow and arrow or some
It make a ton of sense.
rifle or something.
I give my wife hell all the time because she be like, "Oh, baby, can you make this chicken for me? I can't make it." And I'm like, "Oh, you should eat it."
That's what
I'm
I'm saying.
like,
Like
you can't look that shit in the face and stab it. You shouldn't eat it.
That's what we was talking to
Straight up.
Dunn. We was telling Dunn, but Dunn said he grabbed that chicken by the neck when he was younger, and I was like, fair enough.
In fairness to Daniel, he said his grandmother was from the country. He was taught, you know, she's picked it up, slugging around.
And then she was like, "You want some chicken too?" And he was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Grab that chicken." He said, "Okay."
Fair enough.
And I was like, "Hey, that's
You earned
respect.
it. Yeah, you earned it. At that point, I can't say nothing to you, bro.
Right? Like, what can you say?
Yeah, nothing. If you telling me though, if you tell me some shit like, "Oh, I don't want to eat this chicken because it's a body," you shouldn't be eating nothing. Like you shouldn't be eating no meat because it's all things. They all walk around. They think just like your ass think.
All right.
They say plants have a consciousness.
They do for sure. If you notice, like
Tomatoes. I know
Got
definitely
instincts and
tomatoes
shit.
will respond. Like there was this like experiment or something where the lady, she was like talking to her tomato and like, "Good morning," whatever, and the tomato actually charted like some response on it.
Hell yeah.
And there it is. We got deep.
Right?
But we don't
Hella
actually have
deep.
to kill the plants to eat them. We just
Yeah, you do.
pick the fruit.
Yeah.
Because
The seeds. What is it?
murdering.
Well, when you
Food
eat
shit.
it, when you eat it, like picking them is one thing, eating it, you're probably dead.
Pineapple, you're killing him.
Overrated, underrated on the Producergrind podcast with Stolen Drums. Overrated, underrated, supreme.
Supreme.
No.
The Supreme Court. No, I'm
What?
just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Which is weird because I would have thought we'd be asking a lo-fi guy a fashion question. I'm sorry. You're the lo-fi guy. I mean to label you.
It's cool. It's cool. I would say underrated,
Wow.
but not for fashion.
Okay.
For the culture.
Hell no, not for the culture. Just for business sense,
I see that. Yep.
right? Like if you want to follow a blueprint to success as a business person, pay attention to any of those fashion brands that do crazy numbers. Because they'll give you the blueprint to like really reach out and touch your people and really like whatever it is that they want, give it to them. People really want to pay $50 for a brick with a Supreme logo on it. They want to do that. So Supreme said, "Cool, I'll make you a brick. There you go."
It's for the culture.
Real shit.
And but you get it because you have officially what I would call a cult following. You do.
I appreciate it.
Which means you have a culture, right? And probably more so for you, like you know what niggas do, right? Niggas gold chain, tight ass gold chains. I'm gonna wear a scarf on my head, whatever, right? But you're probably less intentional because you're just being you. But there's motherfuckers out there that fuck with your whole what you wear, what you say. Can I tell you something? You had me wanting to get a pair of those glasses. Cause you've been rocking them. Like I'm like, God dang, he got the hat, he got the pot. He just sitting there like, yo, this nigga like, cool. Like, you're a cultural influencer, you know what I'm saying, for all intents and purposes. So,
that's what's up,
you know,
bro.
that's what Supreme has done. They've captured the culture. So if you can capture culture, right. And commodifying it, because I'm thinking about your point too,
That's
right?
a nice word, commodifying. Good word.
You know, whether you intentionally do it, whether you do it because you need to feed your kids, whatever, right? But once you commodify that culture and people do want to do it, you've got them.
Oh yeah, your merch was hard. The three thing sweatshirt, I was like, yes sir. And then the taco sweatshirt, I was like, yes sir.
Appreciate it, man.
You should do some glasses, bro.
Good idea. I like this idea.
Them like what they call them, horn rim? What they call them shits? But you know which ones I'm talking about, right? Bro, let me put this. You know what I'm talking about? You was wearing the old school, the old school glasses, kind of like the aviators, but
I got
like
them on my
Spike
back
Lee
right now.
joints.
yeah, no, not them. I think they call them horn rim. I can pull it up, but
Hey, this is the funny part though. Yo, go ahead.
no, these you, bro. I seen you in these glasses that I had. I was like, yo, them glasses look dope as fuck. What?
Yeah. I bought them shits at the beach for $5.
That's usually how it goes. That's usually how
I was
it goes.
with my wife and she got big glasses and they used to make fun of her when she was a kid. And I'm like, you know what, baby girl, I'm gonna get some glasses just like your ass. And I went and got some $5 glasses out of the store at the beach.
This nigga looked like he was out of a heist movie out this bitch.
Yeah,
Just sitting
somebody
there
was
making
like,
beats.
my homie was like, hey bro, that shit look cool. You should wear them more often. I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I keep wearing them. That was it.
And lastly, on the Overrated, Underrated segment on the Producer Grind podcast, Thrasher.
Overrated.
That's what I
I
expected.
don't shit about that.
Yeah,
That's what I
overrated.
expected.
It's like if you're speaking from a skate culture standpoint, they're like
This was me putting that. I threw that one in there.
Okay,
I
yeah,
specifically
yeah.
wanted to hear this
they
one.
they I think they got away from what it is they really do.
Can't you buy that shit at like Marshalls or some shit?
Wherever at this point. Yeah. But I mean I appreciate so for me when I see people win like that, I say, oh word, that's possible. I think that's cool in that respect. But I think I don't want to say they cheapened the brand by doing, but I kind of feel like
By like everyone being able to wear it.
yeah, it's just like, at this, it no longer speaks to the same message that it spoke to, I think, when it first came
You
out.
ever seen that show How to Make It in America on HBO?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so these guys are fashion designers, but they kind of talk about that Zoo York. Same thing, right?
yeah,
Where
they
they
should
were
rock.
like this niche brand.
Right,
yeah.
And then they decided to go big.
Now you can get it at like Macy's, right?
Anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's never gonna be the same.
It won't, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But
and
didn't Supreme kind of start in that same niche?
Yeah, slick. The only a certain group of people was rocking the Supreme, like the Tyler the Creator's, the Earl sweatshirts. All
But
that.
they go back before that, right?
Way back.
Way before.
Like
they never-
They was back in the 90s, right?
Supreme.
I'm saying,
Vans
wasn't
and,
it like a skater brand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supreme's, Vans, Obey, and it's another one. It's one that's older than all
I was
of them.
reading an
can't
article on
think of
Hype
it.
Beast and how they were saying like Supreme stopped being the skater brand like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now it's a lifestyle brand.
Yeah.
But I think they do a good job of like staying in their pocket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really come out of their pocket. I think the whole crazy price thing is just, I don't know what that's about, but it is what it is. Like if Hustle can sell his album for like 20 grand or whatever crazy number it was, then Supreme can sell t-shirts for $1,000, whatever. It's just capitalism is what it is. We got in a big argument the other day. It wasn't an argument, but it was just like one of those things where my homie was like, I don't agree with this capitalism. He's like the revolutionary of the group. And we were sitting at press start, counting the money from the show that we just got paid for doing it. And he's like, cause I don't agree with capitalism, bro. It doesn't make sense. It's dumb. And I'm like, so you want me to keep your money?
Can I ask you a question about your friend?
What's up?
You have a wife, you have a family,
Yeah.
right? Does your friend have a family?
Nah.
Because like motherfuckers that don't have other people to feed will say some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But I think his thing was like he didn't agree with the ideal of capitalism taking advantage of people. And I'm like, that's cool, that's part of the game. But the other part of the game is that me and him and whoever else can come up with an idea
Right.
and feed their family
Right.
from it.
Right.
Like you can
Tell me
make
a
up
better system than
whatever.
that.
Exactly, man. You can make up shoestrings that are made out of you can just take regular shoestrings and just sell them in a different way and make this. That's America, bro. Like it's kind of beautiful in a way.
I think he was just like probably getting at the small portion that isn't in the favor of the system.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it
favor
was-
the capitalism.
It was specifically came from Supreme. That's what the conversation was talking about.
when I
Supreme.
think
It
of
was-
capitalism and people's gripes and quarrels against it, the first thing I think of is my particular personal skill set.
okay,
Right. Okay, if we moved to utopian society and everything was on a trade or barter system, what would I have to do every day? Right.
yeah,
And here's the thing I think, man, I was a fucking teacher. I gotta work every day. What's the doctor gotta do? Work on Saturdays? You know what I'm saying? But it's shit like that where oftentimes the people that complain, I don't know your friend, but the people that complain most about capitalism don't have any skills.
I disagree.
I think that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just my personal experience. I don't know
I
everybody.
disagree with that one.
But I've heard a lot of people complain about capitalism, but they don't, they do the type of job that anybody could do.
Yeah, I think his challenge came from price gouging. That was his specific challenge, and I think
You said what? Price
gouging.
Oh, okay.
And he took that and kind of ran with it. And to your point, like in the trade and barter system, everybody has to hustle. Yeah. You're going to have to work now. You're not going to come up with some cool ass idea and be a wavy guy and get paid for it. Like you're going to do something. Like you're going to kill pigs, or you're going to bale hay, or you're going to fix roofs. Like you're going to do a work, and it's going to get traded for some other work, and that's how you're going to eat. So like when you say, "Hey man, let me get a sandwich," you're gonna be like, "All right, cool."
Mow this grass.
That's how it works.
All right. I wonder what a barter system would look like in 2018.
That. Exactly.
Yeah, but
that.
but how would a music producer? Like,
That's what I like, because 2018 we got so much shit that when you really look at it, ain't worth shit.
I'm thinking about the art.
Yeah, it's going.
Not saying that.
Well, no, not that it's not, what they say market value is what everybody's want to pay for it. But when you really look at it from a substantive point of view, it's not really worth much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight up. Like those are
like when you're
intangible
talking
skills.
about what is it, Maslow's laws of needs, like not everything is really hitting on the food, shelter, water, fire.
Well, they say what they call those elastic. I learned this.
Non-elastic and elastic goods.
Yes.
Things that you need and things that you don't need. Like
I think though, like you think was the alternative to capitalism would be some strictly run by the government, right? You know what I mean? Like bureaucratic.
That is one.
And it's like people, you can be against capitalism, and then it's like, oh, but the government runs everything. So it's like, what exactly? How do you feel?
When I was in college, I lived with a kid that lived through communism through age 11, and he would say like they would go stand in line hoping they would get bread and cans of food, and they get to the fucking shit, and they'd be like, "Here, do you want this couch?" That's how this shit would go. Like, and he's talking about this is like the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how that shit would go.
why would it go like what? I don't.
Because they ran out of bread and cans of food.
Oh, so it's just like you want a couch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like now you got to figure it out. Now your ass is running around trying to kill stuff to eat. Like,
Or you trying to trade a fucking couch with somebody that got too many cans of fucking.
Like, look, bro, I got this love seat. I see you got them 2 loaves of bread. What you want to do?
yeah.
So my next question,
That's
real
crazy.
quick, man. We had already asked you. We talked about the Beatmaker producer thing. We kind of talked about your the quality of your content, man. The one thing I want to ask about that is kind of your camera selection. Okay. When I first, like, literally, the first time I met this dude, right? Yo, what's good? I'm Letter L Beats, man. I'm a huge fan. Yo, what are you doing right here? Oh, I got this camera right here for this, and we set this here, and this the A7. Talk about your camera shit. Talk about your tech shit a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like for the live setup stuff.
Yeah.
I got it's a Sony. Like I'm running like a 6300 with like a turbo booster on it and some old ass Nikon glass. And then I got OBS is what I go live with. And then I use Restream so I can live stream to all of the different platforms at the same time. And what else is I got the Blackmagic capture card. I rock that.
The $600, the expensive version, right?
No, the little one, the little mini one. It's like $80.
Oh shit.
Or might be $100, something like that.
You gotta put me on.
Yeah, I got you. I'll show you. It's super straightforward, man. And then I use my sound card. So I'm like sound card inception at this point. So I have one sound card running into another sound card. So I do all my processing here, and then this one is just for the stream specifically. That's it, man. Yeah.
Where'd you learn all these skills from?
I wanted to be a rapper. It's a great story. All right, so from 11 or some shit, like a little kid, elementary school, I wanted to rap. We was in Odyssey to Mine. I used to do rap songs all the time for my little presentations and shit. Anyway, my uncle had a record store in Detroit, which is even cooler story. I went to LA, linked up with House Shoes. I'm talking to Shoes. Yeah, I'm like, Shoes, you from Detroit? From Detroit? Hey, you ever remember the spot called Ace's Jam on 7 Mile? He's like, yo, we used to go over there all the time. I'm like, we who? He's like, us. Everybody in Detroit. I'm like, so like Dilla and Slum and all of that shit? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yo, you knew somebody named Al? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's my uncle.
Word.
That's crazy. Anyway, I wasn't there for none of that shit, but it's kind of cool to,
Shouts out to DJ House Shoes, man.
Yeah, Shoes is crazy. Yeah, crazy. That's like another reason, another cool ass person that helped out a lot. Where was I going with that?
Cameras, the gear.
Yeah,
You wanted to be a rapper.
Yes, you
wanted to be a rapper. All right, so I wanted to be a rapper. I didn't have a lot of money. So I had to figure out how to make beats because I couldn't buy beats. So I started making beats. I didn't want to steal them. So I started making beats. That's how I learned how to produce. I wanted a website. Couldn't pay for that shit. I had to figure out how to code, get my little MySpace page looking tight. So I learned how to code. I wanted videos. Didn't want to pay for them. So I had to learn how to shoot the motherfuckers. So everything was just, everything I've learned how to do.
Without a need.
Yeah, it's just all been that. It's just all been like.
So can we get a Stolen Drums for the music videos too?
Yeah.
Oh, hell
you can look
yeah.
me up. I got a couple music videos out there. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I saw you was nice with the photography too. All those pictures on your Instagram you took, like the flowers and everything.
Yeah.
Where was you at when you took those? Because
Different places.
It was definitely not in Georgia.
The Cookie Crisp.
What's that?
The Cookie Crisp cereal.
The Cookie Crisp.
That's how I knew I liked you because I was like, this man got Cookie Crisp. I was like, not too many people. I was like, not too many people. That's like, yeah, that's a. If someone's eating Cookie Crisp, they're all right. They're all right. You can trust them. You can trust them.
Cookie Crisp. Here's my question. The iconic shot. Can you zoom in on that? So that's like his classic shot. You can see his records
We
behind
can't
him.
hear you right now.
Okay. That's like his classic shot. You can zoom in. You can see the records behind him or whatever, right? What camera is this shot?
It's an A6300.
What's the lighting looking like? What's the lighting setup?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's the key.
Too. So I'm in a shed now, and I got 2 little IKEA lights on stands right behind me on each wall, right? And they're a bare bulb, but they're really like low, they're like 20 watts a piece. I just use them for a little bit of a rim. And I have a light in front of me about where this poster is, but it's like 150 watt LED. It's hella bright, so I'll put a China ball, but like a big 4-foot China ball around it, so it's soft. And I got another one right on top of me that's like 20 watt, maybe even 10, but it has that same giant ass China ball, so it's like a soft hair light. So I got a soft hair light, 2 rim lights, and then this big key light in front of me. Yeah, that's the setup. In the shed, bro.
It gets cold on.
No, I got an AC in there, I got a heater in there and all that. Yeah, I'm gonna finish it this year. That's the game plan. Yeah.
When the wife put you out there,
Yeah,
he said you can't be in the house.
So yeah, I was in the crib. I had my little office room. It was player, like hardware. I just bought my first house this year. I literally bought it because I'm like, oh, that's where I'm putting my studio. Got the glass doors. I can see trees and shit out of the window. Hardwood
like,
floors,
"Get your
track
ass
lights
outside."
and all of that. I'm like, oh, it's player. I set it up. People came by. They was like, bro. I'm like, yeah. So fast forward a couple months. My youngest is 10. My oldest is 17. He's 17. And he's a dude. He has a phone. He has a computer. He's doing 17-year-old stuff on his phone and his computer. And my little dude is just like, hey, man, my brother keeps locking me out of the room. I'm like, let him do what he has to do. Yeah, don't open the door. Just let him, it's okay. You're going to do the same shit when you're 17. Anyway, my wife was like, yo, he keeps. I'm like, don't open the door. You can't close, like you're never gonna unsee that.
What's your wife like? I'm coming!
Never gonna unsee it. Don't open that door. I promise you, that's not what you want to do.
My baby!
Yeah. So anyway, she was like, I think he needs his own room.
Yeah.
We only got 2 rooms. Well, we got 3 rooms. I crashed in one of them. So we only got 2 rooms that they can use. One of them's my studio. And the other one they're already in. So she was like, yo, I need that studio room so we can put, the oldest in there. But that's my room though, because like we got this 2-level giant storage shed out back. That's probably.
But you got the shed looking right, bro.
Yeah, so I was I was a little T at first, and then now that I got in there and I got the AC and I kind of got my little wall, something like it's cool.
Not bad.
When it comes to video, give me top 3 most important things. Get your video
Composition, lighting, and sound.
Samo, was you right? I
What you
did.
mean by composition?
Composition, lighting, and sound. So like your frame, obviously, right? You got to figure that out. Lighting. You can shoot with a phone. If your lighting and your sound is crazy and your composition is good, I can shoot cinematic shit on the phone.
What is
No problem.
composition?
Yeah, I
like
mean,
what
yeah.
a breakdown composition is
Breakdown
that?
composition.
Like
Like plot.
is that how the story goes out, or
Not at all.
what you're actually seeing in the picture?
Yeah, that frame. So like
Okay.
as a photographer, I came from photography at first. You would take a picture, you take a still, and that's it. That's the thing that's the thing. One frame, not a bunch of different frames, not a bunch of movement, one frame. In that frame, you want to tell a story. I want your eye to take a path and follow that path and get to this message that I'm trying to give you, right? So to do that, I create a composition. If I have a road and I'm taking a picture of this road, but I want you to be inspired to go do something, I might take that picture from a low angle to where both of the ends of the road touch both of the ends of my frame. So it's making your eye focus this way, going into the shot. And if the sun's out there, then the sun's shining. So now you're going toward the light. So you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah, that.
You know how Simo be like, okay, so boom. That's what you Simo go, okay, so boom. And then everything he'll say after that sounds just like that. Everything, what the fuck you talking about? So Samo's composing this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In his mind's eye. We don't get it until we see this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up. Samo put me on game with the lighting too, talking about why is your ISO so crazy? Why you up at 3200 with your ISO? I was like, well,
I ain't gonna tell you again, L.
That's
like, you're not listening. You're not listening. Turn your aperture down, turn your shutter speed. Here you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
180 rule. 180 degree shutter rule, like it's a lot of rules, man, and they exist for a reason.
And once you learn too, like I just sold my fucking camera, man. What's
That green, that green writing.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Once you like, Samo, the reason I started using my iPhone more. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I can do some things with this,
bro.
But you gotta learn a few things.
Yeah, Samo, the reason why I've been looking up ISO and all that stuff. Now my pictures, they don't be looking too black. They don't look too exposed, not blown out.
Hey, real quick, Samo, what's the website? Samo what? What's your SamoENT.com.
If it's mint green, it's the right
get
one.
your video and your photos wet, but then he'll teach you a whole lot of shit too.
If you're in the Southeast, man, SamoENT.com. And Cook It Up K, you can't sleep on it.
Cook It Up KO
Cook It Up KO.
Peep the mint green for Samo.
Dr. KO.
Yeah.
And actually, originally too, when we wanted to link up with you, I was trying to get the crew to come out to the shed.
That would have been wavy.
Because I really want to. Duluth, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You events in Duluth tonight?
No, my event's in Atlanta tonight.
Oh, okay.
But I do my joint at the crib, like in the shed. That's
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so you right up near me? I'm right in Johns Creek, Alpharetta.
I'm out there every day. I don't do nothing else but make records and kick it in the shed.
Yeah. I'll be up there in the shed kicking it.
That's what I do. It's my life, bro.
So what's your big picture goal, like 10 years from now, 10, 15 years?
It's a good question. I'm trying to create enough passive revenue. I can buy some commercial real estate and have like my grandkids good. That's probably my end game. That's not very interesting, but that's what I want to do. In the short term, next year, I want to start doing like a funding round for this documentary I want to shoot. So like this whole beat culture thing, I want to talk about it first person, episodic, kind of like Anthony Bourdain or like Action Bronson or something. Yeah, rest in peace for sure.
You looking for funding for production?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not even like definitely funding from production. I got a couple companies that are interested already. It's more like trying to put together the right team, trying to figure out what platform, how does the deal is going to look, and how we're going to get it to where it needs to be, all that stuff. But yeah, that's kind of big picture for that's the next big thing for me.
Have you ever had any, a lot of times when some people think lo-fi, they think Adult Swim.
Right.
Maybe not Adult Swim per se, but have you had any licensing deals or sync placements?
Before I started making beats. It's the craziest thing. I did the video game stuff, so that was.
Yeah. Well, you said maybe through ChillHop.
ChillHop has crazy sync deals, crazy licensing deal. I haven't had a part of any of those yet, though.
Okay.
Do you get signed by ChillHop? Are they looking to sign? They sign people and everything.
They sign people. Yeah, they do deals. They do releases and all of that. Yeah.
So on their live, you know how they have the 24/7 live stream. How do you know? Like if I'm listening to a song, there's tons of songs that catch my ear, but I don't know how. I don't know who's the artist. I don't know.
They're listed.
Yeah, it says in the top left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can find them real quick.
One thing I had a question about the ChillHop playlist is, do you get paid for it?
That's exactly.
Being on their live?
On their live playlist, no.
I was gonna say I could do.
But if like say like Boz is doing a compilation or whatever.
Well,
who is this Boz you talking about? Boz from Dreamville or like you work with
Boz
J. Cole?
Owns ChillHop.
Okay.
But if you,
He's just a random dude in Amsterdam. He's cool though.
Okay.
but if you got your ISRC tied to your video, then you still get paid.
You can kind of get paid that way, yeah.
Meaning, like, if they're playing your video that has your ISRC content, so you
should get paid,
Yeah.
but
They probably don't got it figured out yet. With
they
the live.
probably won't play your ISC related records because it'll demonetize their stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's an area I'm not super hip to. Like
I wouldn't have thought of that. That was
Yeah.
well, because here's the thing.
But I know he's definitely not
it's-
playing anything to get his stuff.
It's funny when you
say.
say it like that because everybody's trying to figure it the fuck out and they only know what they know. So
Yeah.
because people ask me questions and then I know the answer. I'm like, why do I know the answer? And then people ask me shit all the time. I have no idea. You
Straight
know
up.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you have a manager or anything, or you?
I just got a manager
For real?
like 2 weeks ago.
What made you decide it was time?
Aftermath hit me and they wanted stems. They was like, hey man, you make really cool beats. And I'm like, where? Who is this? He's like, oh, I run an A&R. I'm like, oh, that's dope. For who? He's like, Aftermath. I'm like, damn. So he's like, Dre's little homie? He's like, yeah. Like, I'm like, that's huge. Thanks, bro. You just made my life. He's like, send me a pack. I sent him a pack. He's like, these are dope. I'm like, cool. He's like, I track records to 2 of them already yesterday. Like, I sent him the pack. Then the next day he tracked records. He's like, send me the stems. I was like,
Hold on one second.
Hold on, so
What was the about sending the stems? You didn't have the stems on the file, or you just have the MP3?
I had all of that. I was just like,
oh, you're saying send the stems. You was like, okay, hold up, wait a minute.
If I send you the stems to this record,
okay,
like it's your record now. You do whatever. You got all the sauce. You do whatever you feel like with this.
How'd you handle that? What'd you say?
I was like,
you got a manager.
I got a manager.
Like, yeah, just give me 1 second. Found a manager.
So here's my question. Like, if you'd have been like, yo, this guy. Well, here's the first question. What percentage of your work is samples? Like actual somebody else's work?
99.99% or some shit. I got the way I work with labels, or the way I shop to labels now anyway, is I bought a bunch of sample library stuff. You know how they got like Kingsway and all of that. I started selling drum kits, and they did well. And I went on Drum Brokers, and I was just like, give me everything. So I was like, cool. If you want a record and you want to release it and you can't handle royalty or you can't handle samples, I got you. No problem. I just chop up one of these. I'll flip it crazy. I'll pitch it, reverse it, do all this other stuff, transpose, and I'll send that to you. And you good. Yeah.
That's dope as fuck. I remember when we, I had known you, met you a few months ago, but our most recent conversation was around, I was pre-selling my LoFi 90s.
Yeah.
And you had jumped in my box like, yo, you doing pre-sales? Yeah. He's like, man, you try. Can you talk to people about Gumroad?
Gumroad is lit. So if you sell digital products, there's a couple different ways to go about it, right? When you have everything fleshed out, you want to run your real campaign, I usually suggest people set up a Shopify page, right? Because it's a website and it's a place to sell things, and they keep metrics, and Shopify is just really supportive of sellers that do well. Like just the other day, they were like, hey, you want a couple bands? We'll send it to you right now.
Give you
we'll
that capital, working capital.
Yeah, and they're big on that. Like, I didn't ask them to do that. I just opened my email to like, hey, you want a couple grand? I'll get it to you for Black Friday. Just use it to brand, use it for whatever, buy shoes, whatever, doesn't matter. But we'll take 10% of your daily revenue until you pay back the couple bands plus like $200.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
like, that's lit. That's just like a micro loan, no credit, nothing, just out here. You know what I mean?
It's crazy that you say it like that, because that was my thought process behind doing the pre orders. Okay, I ain't gonna say I need some money, but I always need income, right?
Right.
And so I'm thinking, how can I leverage my relationship with my current customers who buy into what I do already?
Okay.
Right. And basically, by them buying into what I do, they're saying, here's your money up front because we trust you and we fuck with you. Right. And then I can get to do the product afterwards, where I had always been doing the product and then selling it. I wanted to find out, one, could I do the stream income too? Do I have people that would outright fuck with me without getting the product first?
Right.
That's really how you find out who your super fans are. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I just remember that was, it was good advice. It started a good thought process for me, but it also let me know like, oh shit, that's why this guy does have 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 people on his videos, because he has a savvy business sense. You know what I mean? And then you're not too selfish to hop in somebody's inbox and say, hey man, I see what you're doing. Why don't you try this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was dope. Thanks.
That's important, man. I feel like that's like low key. The only reason I got whatever traction I got is because cool ass people was like, hey bro, that's cool. Do this next time. I was like, all right, I'll try that. And then I tried it and it worked. Like my homie told me about like Spotify. If he, or Spotify. Had he not told me about Spotify, I wouldn't have uploaded all that damn music. And had he not told me I had 300,000 listeners that month, so I wouldn't have clicked on that little bake button. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Damn.
Who do you think what customer how would you describe the customer that can relate to you the most? Like what type of person relates to you, or who do you reach out to?
I mean, so I usually produce content and just put it up, and I'm really honestly 100% just trying to create the dopest thing I can create. Like I'm just trying to give the highest level of quality, and then I want to give people information that I wish I had. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm dropping a drum kit or a class series or any kind of video content outside of, just music, it's always like, how can I help people the most? Like, what information did I need when I was doing whatever? And I would just put that out there. Just the most valuable thing I could possibly give. And then people will tell you what's up from that point. Yeah. They'll be like, hey, I want that. I'll give you money for it. And then you can just ask them, like, how much would you pay for this shit? Or what's the market value for a drum kit, for example? I went on Drum Broker, everything costs $29. Like, all right, mine's 20, whatever. You know, simple like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what projects you got coming up?
Slaps is en route. First part, I do everything in 3-part series. So Veggie Tacos 1, 2, 3. Slaps 1, 2, 3 is next. And yeah, that's what's on my agenda. I've been in Ableton for like a couple months from hardware. So I was a hardware guy for a long time. And then I kind of started playing around with Machine. I had it for a while, but I took it serious for a stretch and did like maybe half of my last project in Machine. And then everybody was like, need Ableton. And then
What's your favorite part of Ableton?
Man, the workflow is crazy fast. I like the flexibility. I can map things and just tell a program what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. You know what? I want to push Q, and I want Q to make all these things quiet. Like you can just say, I want that to happen, and just map it, and then it'll do it. And that's crazy. But yeah, I went to LA.
Do you like the slicer?
I don't use it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't use it. I got Serato Sample. I usually use for most of my sample stuff. Shout out to Serato Sample. But yeah, I went to LA, linked up with DB, was making records, and he was showing me how he worked in Ableton. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Then I went to Tampa, linked up with Amon Omari, and he was showing me how he worked in Ableton. I'm like, damn, that's even more crazy. I think I might be able to pull that off. And then I came back, and we did a show, and Twami was there. And I'm like, bro, like, he got this hard drive stuck on his computer and all that shit. I'm like, that's Ableton you got up? He's like, yeah. I'm like, how do you make records in Ableton? And he showed me a couple things, and I just went home, got a copy of that shit. I actually just went on Facebook, was like, hey, anybody got a copy for me? And then somebody was like, I got 2, you can have 1. My guy. And sent it over.
So you pick up Ableton, and now I can use Ableton, and I don't use, or is it I use Ableton and everything else? That's it.
Yeah, oh, wow. I use Ableton and Serato. I use Serato to DJ, Ableton to make records.
So before we move forward, because I'm going to ask you where we can find you on social media, but are you going to do a little something for us today?
Yeah, we got what song we got? Damn.
We got 2 minutes.
We got 2 minutes?
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How long is the audio done? No, because then we got to dump the what you call it too.
I got to dash to the show anyway.
Oh, yeah, go to the
it's
show.
no pressure.
Man, that's what happened. We were supposed to have time for me to play a little something, and then you got real big. You gave us a lot of jewels, so we didn't have time, but we definitely going to catch back up with you, man.
Yeah, I'll pull back up. No problem.
Yeah, man, we definitely want to see your work, man, because it's dope, man.
Most definitely.
Where can we find you on social media? Where can we look for you 2018?
Yeah, Stolen Drums on everything. Just type in Stolen Drums, no vowels. And that's me.
That's AEIOU. None of those.
I do have a question for you. You got any drum kits you giving away right now or anything?
Slappy Drums, B.
So what I'm gonna ask you to do is make sure you text us the link, man. We could throw that in the description.
Oh yeah.
So, appreciate you, fam.
Appreciate you.
Hey, man, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all, man. Straight up.
For sure.
Another dope episode, man. Signing off. Make sure y'all subscribe.